All right, we are back on our Carnival ride restoration, and I want to start tying up some loose ends. The first one is this gearbox. We rebuilt this quite a while ago, and if you want to check out that video, it's here on the channel. We replaced all the seals, replaced the bearings, stripped the paint, primed it, it's ready to go. Only thing that wasn't finished was at the time we did all of that, this front seal was not available. I have that seal now, so we're going to install that, get it pushed in place. But the bigger issue is we put just enough oil in here so that it wouldn't get rusted up while it was sitting on the shelf waiting to go back in the ride. And I've noticed that it's starting to leak out of the bottom around these bolts. And I suspect the reason for that is these bolts go right up into the body of the gearbox where the oil is, and there's not enough sealant on the threads. So we need to get this taken back off, get some thread sealant in there, get it put back together. So that's today's project. So I don't remember exactly how much oil we put in here. I know that I had only put in enough to make sure that it wouldn't rust, but beyond that I really don't remember. But we did torque those up, let me tell you. Alright, we're going to need a bigger wrench.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
There we go. There we go. Suspect we don't have to take the cover off because the cover's not leaking.
One thing I can tell you, do it.
I think it's just the bolt heads. I think we can just apply some thread sealant and put this back together. But I want to get the threads cleaned off first. I think we'll run a die over those. 7/16, 14. These are all pretty clean. All right, I suspect these are good enough. We've got our gasket maker here. So these are all just hand tight, and then we'll do the same thing we do with the gasket maker. We'll let them sit for an hour, and then we'll snug them down. All right, let's get this tightened back up and put to bed. All right, we'll see if that leaks on us. Hopefully that's done. Now we just need to get this guy put in place. Which means I need to find something to push it with. That looks almost perfect there. I would say that that is done. So as long as this doesn't leak out of the bottom, this should be ready to go on the ride. We'll check back on this in a day or two to see if it's leaking out of the bottom.
Several days later.
It's still seeping around the bottom. It's more than just the bolts, it's actually seeping around the seal. So we're going to need to clean this all up, degrease it, and reapply the sealant. Let's get some gloves on. It's going to get messy. I think it's a pretty safe bet that it's not leaking around the bolts. I didn't put any gasket sealer on that. Huh. Probably why it's leaking. Maybe I was thinking that this was a seal, but I think this is actually a shim. Alright. Yeah, 20,000s. I really believe that that is a shim more than a gasket to set the spacing right. Let's see if we can figure out a replacement for that. Okay, I have found the shim stock. Came to find out that it's actually color-coded, and yellow is indeed 20,000s. So we're going to make new shims. And while we're at it, we're going to replace this front one here too. So I need to get that out of there so I can measure it to make a new one. I think we're going to get these laser cut. And just to double check here, the big ones are 7/16. Small ones are 3/8. I'll take the dimensions off of this guy and design a replacement. What are we thinking here? It's a heavy 2.5. 4 1/4. It's like 3 1/4 inch bolt hole pattern. Yeah, I'm gonna say 3 1/4 on the bolt hole pattern. 4 1/4 OD. And it's a fat 2.5 on the ID. It's gonna have to be oversized or it's gonna catch. We'll go make a drawing of this. First thing we're gonna do is get all these bolts cleaned up, get all this thread sealing off of them, so we can start fresh. Okay. These are actually pretty clean. We've had new spacers made. These ones were getting kind of brittle. And I think these are actually going to fit really nice. Had these laser cut. Like I've said before, when you have access to a laser cutter, suddenly every job seems to be perfect for a laser cutter. So this is actually the plastic shim stock, and it's sold. It's color coded. So yellow is 20,000ths of an inch. Cut that on the laser and made just a beautiful cut. So what we're going to do this time is apply a thin film of Permatex to both sides of this before putting it together. We're also going to Permatex the bolts, and hopefully that'll prevent the thing from leaking. Don't want these holes pinched, because in the previous one there was some pinching going on, and I don't think that helped either. think that'll do. I'll come back about an hour and torque them all down. There's 35. We'll let it sit 24 hours, throw some oil in it, see if it leaks. So our gearbox has actually been sitting for a couple of days now. It's probably safe to go ahead and put oil in it. And I've got some Mobil SHC 634, which is one of the oils recommended for the box. This is a synthetic. It's probably overkill for the application, and given what this is, it'll probably never need to be changed again. There was a non-synthetic, which was actually harder to get a hold of, so I went with this. This is probably not going to be enough to fill the gearbox, but it's going to be enough to let us know whether it's going to drip or not. All right, so let's get this thing opened up. There we go. And I've got this funnel here. It's actually, I think it's actually a snow cone cup, but they're sold as adjustable funnels. You just cut it off for whatever amount you want, and we need a fairly small funnel, so I'm just going to nip the end of that off. It's going to be a slow pour. Oh yeah, that's a thick oil. I don't think there's going to be enough in here to fill this, but we'll take out this cap just to be sure. No sense overfilling it. It's like orange. Okay, now I'm gonna put a Allen wrench here in the hole and see how far it comes up on it. Oh, it's all the way up there. It's actually full. Well, that's a surprise. Cool. We'll just put that cap back on there and let it sit and see if we have any leaks. I really don't expect any leaks. That should be sealed up pretty good. I think we're good to slide this out of the way and just wait and see. This past month, I've been gathering up supplies for a few upcoming projects. These are big projects you're not going to want to miss. And a huge shout out goes out to our Patreon supporters whose generosity makes some of these purchases possible, including our latest Patreon at the preservation level, David McNaughton. Thanks for coming aboard, David. Plus, we've got a major breakthrough on the ride sweeps thanks to longtime channel supporter Tim Hughes. He's taken it upon himself to do something which is going to push this project way far ahead, and we're going to be covering all of that in upcoming episodes. So if you want to see how this all comes together, click that link to the left and come along for the ride.